drink. And Shannon gets nervous because
I'm nervous immediately because it's green and she doesn't love mint.
I'm not a big mint fan. However, Olive Garden Andy's mints, y'all know what we're talking about. It tasted like that. It was so good. It was.
Hola, I'm Shannon.
I'm Abby.
And today we're going to talk to you about two things we recently did that are super fun.
Okay, so this past couple days, we celebrated our wedding anniversary. So our anniversary was actually on Thursday, September 4th. And
we got married in Hawaii. So we have a thing for beaches for our anniversary, I guess.
Apparently. And so we went to Iguana's restaurant, which is used to be the home of Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor.
The Iguana is in Casa, Kimberly, so you can stay there too. And it looks really nice from the pictures that we've seen and good reviews. Mm-hmm. But since we live here, we just made a reservation. I will say I made a reservation more than a month out. I don't know how far out they make them, but a month is a long time. And I wanted to make sure, obviously, we got our anniversary, but that we were also there during sunset because the views there are incredible.
Oh my gosh, it was absolutely amazing. The evening actually started with a thunderstorm and really heavy rains, and so we were kind of like, bummer. And we were really looking forward to the sunset because the views of this restaurant are, I don't even think there's words to describe it. Amazing, magical.
And we don't have those views from where we live. This is where we live. So we have, it's
we're
fine.
on our rooftop.
We're on our rooftop, yes. And so in order to get those views, we have to seek them out. Mm-hmm. And in the Uber on the way there, I was like, maybe the lesson here is that we just shouldn't count on sunset views during the rainy season. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should wait.
Yeah.
Our anniversaries during the rainy season, though.
Yeah. But it actually, you know what? It's when we got there, the rain started lightening up and it actually turned out to be a beautiful sunset. But just going into the restaurant, it's just so amazing. You walk up the staircase and outside, when you're outside, you'll see the bridge and that connects the two houses. And that way, when they wanted to go to each other's house, they could just walk across the bridge. It also kept them away from paparazzi and fans and things like that.
Liz Taylor and Richard Burton wanted to be married, but not in the same house. So this was their arrangement where they could be across the street with a bridge for privacy. So it's pretty iconic. And if you've seen the movie The Iguana,
The Night of the Iguana.
The Night of the Iguana, Richard Burton is in that. And that's kind of where Port of Arts started getting popular. So there's a lot of history when you walk in immediately.
You got to adjust for the dogs here. They want to go be part of the video.
But Elizabeth Taylor painting right when you walk in.
Oh my gosh. Right when you go up the staircase, there's this beautiful portrait of Elizabeth Taylor. Everything just looks amazing. Our waiter was Raul. He took very good care of us immediately. Got us the wine list and we got a bottle of their signature wine, Iguana brand wine.
Which wasn't one of the most expensive ones. And it was
it was so good. They have a white and a red.
Yes.
So they have a line. I don't know if they had a blusher or not, but they can make all three.
I did have both.
Yeah. So we just watched all the views and it was so hard to stop getting up and like, the clouds changed. Oh, the sun's coming up. All these cool rays are coming out. And you just constantly wanted to get up more and more and more to take photos.
And because it ended up being one of the most beautiful nights ever. So it started off as so great. And we were just like, okay, we're just going to have good food then, I guess. And then it ends up being some of the best views. So It was really nice surprise. And it was fun afterwards to come home and see so many people had taken photos. And it was just like our whole feed. And we got to be at the restaurant with those views. It was amazing.
Yeah. Dinner was so good. Well, we had appetizers. I had mussels and
pumpkin soup.
We had pumpkin soup, which just made her day because she is a fall flavored gal. Mm-hmm. So pumpkin spice.
It wasn't pumpkin spice, but it was.
Pumpkin flavored. See, but so I had the mussels, and they were really, really good. The sauce it was in had a nice little gentle kick to it, and it just was seasoned beautifully. And then for dinner, I got the salmon, which was, oh my gosh, amazing.
I had the Angus steak, and I would probably get something else if I went back because our waiter had said that his favorites were the salmon and something else. short rib.
Oh, short ribs.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
he
think
recommended the short ribs.
I think I would try one of those if
Yeah.
going back. But yeah, anyway, and with my steak, I wanted to order one glass of red wine because I had been drinking white. And even though he was bilingual, I said, I've got to try a sentence. I think it was my best sentence so far.
Yeah, you did really well.
I said, necesito pedir una copa vino tinto. I think that means I want a glass of red wine with my meal. And he was like,
yeah, good job.
So I got the red wine version of the iguana wine, and that worked out well.
It was just, and as the sun set and, it became dark out and stuff, the ambiance in the restaurant with their own very subtle lighting, very dim lighting was just breathtaking. And it was just really cool. I caught myself like looking around being like, wow, Elizabeth Taylor would walk around here. Like this was her house, and it's just a great piece of Hollywood history. The movie posters, the photos of of her and her lifetime with Richard, with her kids, with so many different pictures. There was different memorabilia, like the carriage that was there, statues, things like that. It was just really, really amazing. And it was also cool how different sections were just open. So you'd walk in like this courtyard area and there's a fountain and it was just open air. And you'd go in these corridors, and then also you would go up some stairs, and all of a sudden there's like an outdoor patio with a beautiful fountain. So it's amazing. I kind of want to look up and see what it looked like when she lived there to see if we can.
If you find any pictures, insert them here.
Yes.
Editor Abby, insert here. So yeah, you can feel the history.
Yeah, it's just really amazing. I love being able to experience these kinds of things. And so we continued with our dessert after we got done, and they did like a happy anniversary plate thing. This one is a dessert stomach kind of gal, and so she ate the dessert. I'm not too
chocolate tart.
Yeah, chocolate tart,
very good.
And so they did that, and she loved it. And it had hazelnut. It had hazelnut
and blueberries.
It was and then I wanted like a chocolate martini or some sort of liquor drink, dessert drink. And he started listing off. He had, again, Raul had the best suggestions, and he was naming all this stuff, and they all sounded good. And I'm like, you know what? Just surprise me. So he comes back with his drink, and Shannon gets nervous because
I'm nervous immediately because it's green and she doesn't love mint.
I'm not a big mint fan. However, Olive Garden Andy's mints, y'all know what we're talking about. It tasted like that. It was so good. It was a healthy, subtle balance of chocolate and mint all wrapped into one in this beautiful little martini glass. I loved it.
You can tell we've trusted the server at this point.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. I could have drank 6 of those, but one was enough. So we really, really enjoyed our visit there, and it was just amazing. And I want to leave.
I guess if we were sharing some tips, if anybody's interested, definitely make reservations. Maybe consider sunset. I like to look up the sunset time and then schedule something about 30 minutes before that, because it will take, sunset time isn't when it gets dark. It's, so if you do 30 minutes before, then you kind of get the whole view. Yeah. And if you are celebrating something, make sure an open table when you make your reservation that you note it in the app, because they give you the opportunity to say birthday, anniversary, or no occasion if it's not. So sunset, make a reservation. There's a dress code.
Oh yeah.
And the dress code is pretty nice. Like no beachwear for sure.
Well, I would say this with that, because we were looking up, Shannon had looked up reviews, and it was like, oh, no sliders, no slide shoes or whatever. So could you walk in there with a button down and shorts and whatever? You probably could, but I'm going to be honest with you. Once you walk in there, you want to kind of be dressed up. That's my opinion. I mean, I'm sure there's others out there, but I walked in there and I was like, we both wore dresses, and I was like, yeah, I would dress up.
Just no flip-flops, no Crocs, no swimsuits, but yeah, dress up a little bit nicer, because they do have dress code, and they will tell you that there's a dress code, but I think that what they tell you and what it felt like was a little bit different. Like it felt nicer than just don't wear swimsuits. It felt like we should dress up.
But also too, like even reading the comments was the whole thing about like, oh, slider shoes. And I asked Shannon, I'm like, well, what's the definition of a slider shoe? I mean, I wear hey dudes, and that would be considered But then I
It's
wonder,
a slip on.
but I wonder if it's a slip on like it's like a flip flop, but it's a slide. It has just the solid part.
Yeah,
over it.
I think maybe that's what they mean.
Yeah.
Just slide.
So it's just dressed. I
But
would
dress
just
up.
dress nice.
Also, be prepared to spend money.
Yes.
It's not cheap, which is why we did it for a special occasion.
Mhm.
I had read that you should probably expect to spend about $100 per person, and that seems probably
That's
right,
about what we did.
especially if you drink wine.
Yeah, and we ordered a bottle of wine. So I mean, I would say 100 per person. I mean, for our tab with wine and appetizers and things. I mean, that's too terrible.
That's a lot for Mexico.
It is, yeah.
But we would do it again for a special experience.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
So
I'm watching this big critter crawl on that wall. Not on this wall. I don't want to scare. There's a big iguana crawl on that wall over there.
no bueno, no gracias. Anyway, so 10 out of 10 would recommend, and we will 100% be going back to the Iguana for special occasions in the future because it was well worth every penny. But the fun continued.
Oh, yeah, it did. So, our anniversary is Thursday, so she just was thinking, oh, this is our anniversary, so this is what we're doing, and then that's it and such. So she thought we were all done with the anniversary thing. But me, personally, I was like, I really want to do something for her because love her. She makes my world better than I ever imagined it ever would be. And so I want to do something of a surprise for her. And so this one loves Broadway, loves stage shows, performance, all that. And we don't really have that here. And so I was trying to think of the next best thing. And so our wonderful neighbor, I asked him for some suggestions, and he came up with Rhythms of the Night by Vallarta Adventures. And I was like, okay. So it's like you get on a boat and you leave the marina on the boat and you go to, I don't remember the beach name.
We'll insert the name here because I just read it and forgot it. But it's about almost an hour boat ride.
Yeah. And then you go to this performance, and it was just amazing. It's like Cirque du Soleil style, kind of Vegas meets Disney meets Mexico.
Really high quality. And as someone who does a Disney World website as my job, I don't say it lightly when I say it's like Disney level quality.
It was so amazing. The show was amazing. It was so engaging. They would engage with some of the audience members and things like that. I felt like I was sitting the whole time going like this. I swear that was my expression the whole time.
Let's see if we agree on this. The most jaw-dropping of all of the acts,
that girl with the hair,
a woman,
yeah,
with the only thing attached to her, as far as we could tell, was on her hair.
So it was like her hair was in a bun, and then they had like a loop in it, and then they had this huge crane, and then they literally were like, "You're going for a ride on the crane," and pulled her out by her noggin, and that's how she did all her stuff. I don't know how that works up.
I don't know if it would fly in the United States, but it was amazing to watch.
No pun intended.
No fly. But the show was great. They gave us umbrellas as we exited the boat because it had been raining on and off. And so just in case, we had the umbrellas, but we didn't end up needing them.
No, we didn't. It was perfect. It cooled off some, so that was nice. And then we walked to dinner. There was 12 different restaurants on this island. And there was like hammocks and
it's all a sign. So it's not like you get to pick the restaurants. They tell you, you're in this restaurant tonight.
And I did the VIP. Some people say the VIP is not worth it. I think it's worth it. You don't get like added drinks or anything like that. It's all about like you boarding, you're getting on the boat, you going to dinner first because there's like hundreds of other people that are there. There are hundreds of other people that are there. So I felt that the VIP experience was worth it. And
it's really first for everything.
Yeah.
First on the boat, first at the show.
I would do it. And it's not that much more. It really isn't that much more. So I would do it. Do the VIP experience.
It made it a little bit easier.
It did.
And it gave us great seating for dinner right on the water.
Oh my gosh. I know the dinner, like literally like we're sitting at the table and then there's this stone wall, boom, water right there. Like it was gorgeous. And it was really cool because it was lightning in the distance and some of the clouds. So it was really amazing to watch that and everything.
It was about 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So you get, for the price of it, you get 5 hours that includes boat ride to and from, which is in itself nice. And I'm told during whale season is especially nice because you can watch the whales while you're out there. But
which we'll be doing that.
Also just being on the water is fun. And then it includes that incredible show and dinner and unlimited drinks. And when we say unlimited,
if
you were finishing your drink,
it starts on the boat ride.
Right
It
as soon as
starts
you
on the
board.
boat ride. Bring cash because you need to tip appropriately. You also need to pay the port fees. And there was other fee when we checked in. There was one fee when we checked in, and then there were support fees. So just bring some pesos with you to pay those fees. Makes it easier on you and whatnot.
So I guess if we're doing tips for this, it would be what? Make your reservation, which you did on Vallarta Adventures like website.
Yeah, on their website. Vallarta Adventures has a lot of stuff. And so you just type in Rhythms of the Night and then you'll go to that program.
We did think the VIP was worth it for a relatively small upcharge. It gave us first dibs at kind of everything. Be early. So even though our boat left at 5:30, we were there closer to like 4:45, which gave us time to do all the port fees, the check-in, all
and to find everything.
Yeah, we had never been there. So into first time we Ubered to get there, which was really easy for the drop off and everything.
Yeah. It was just an overall good experience.
And if you're wondering how they handle the rain, and I don't know if anybody's wondering that, but I was wondering that because it rains constantly here. The boat itself has an upper deck and a lower deck. And in the rain, everybody can go to the lower deck and you're covered, and they have a zip up like enclosure so that you're protected. So it did rain on our boat right out there.
It was shorter. It was short. It didn't rain too long.
It wasn't too bad. I was worried though. And then we got off the boat. They gave us an umbrella, and at some point we got ponchos.
We got ponchos when we came into the amphitheater.
Okay,
the outdoor theater.
So
they had a bunch of ponchos. So they do provide that for you.
They're definitely planning. They know.
Yeah, but you leave the ponchos there. The umbrellas belong on the boat. They're given to you from the boat.
And then so we had like 3 drinks on the boat ride on the way to the show. Watch the show. And then at dinner, then there's unlimited drinks again. And then there's unlimited drinks on the ride back. So
I was impressed too that the gal that took care of us at dinner, she just comes over with this bottle of wine. Like we thought it was going to be glass. No, she came with a full bottle of wine, just left on the table and goes, here you go. And we're like, okay.
And it was delicious. I will say the food was just okay. So don't do it for like fine dining experiences, but it was fine.
Well, and it's also buffet style. So just kind of keep that in mind. They had a dessert buffet, and then they had the dinner buffet and stuff. Of course, you get salads and things like that. And proteins were fish, shrimp, and
that beef.
Yeah, I think that beef. I think that chicken too.
Yeah, I think that
gratin potatoes, some charcuterie stuff like salami, pepperoni, ham, various amounts of cheeses. So, it's just Shan's right. Don't go there and being like, oh, this is going to be fine dining. So.
But it was fine for what it was.
We were hungry, and
we had great views. I will say, I guess from a shoe standpoint or a dressing standpoint, there is like a little bit of a hike, and I mean just a little bit of a hike. And I saw a guy in.
I probably wouldn't use the word hike.
Well, the reason I'm using the word hike is that you are walking through
sand trails,
the sand and
bamboo,
a little bit of jungle, and there was a guy wearing flip flops that was struggling to keep them on. So I would just say that it's not like you have to be fancy.
Yeah. Also, too, it's dark. So, I mean, they have little tea lights all over the place. I can't imagine how long it took them to light all those lights and then put them out on the trail. I was like, oh my God, that takes forever.
Maybe they have the remote.
No, they were actual lights.
Fire?
Yeah, they were fire.
Oh,
this wasn't fancy.
I'd be going around with the remote on.
But yeah, it was like I wore. Oops, what shoes were I wearing? Oh, I was wearing my Hey Dudes, and it was fine. And she had her little slip-on sandals, and she was fine. So,
yes, but some people that were in flip-flops were just struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I'd probably stay away from the flip-flop thing too. So they do have hammocks by the water and stuff, which is nice concept. A lot of rocks around the hammocks. And so if the rocks get wet, they get slippery. And so I saw one person kind of slide, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, the actual usable hammocks was maybe, a dozen?
Yeah, because they line them all up and then closer to, I guess, the walking path. And then they put them further out in the water, but the tide came in. And so some of the hammocks were like you would have to be waist deep to get to one of them. So, but overall, it was amazing. When we first got there and saw the hammocks, everything was it was good. Tide hasn't come in yet. But overall, amazing experience. Highly recommend it.
On the boat ride back, they played lots of music.
They had a show.
So, they had a show on the first level. We weren't down there for that, but we could hear the music.
Yeah. They did a Freddie Mercury tribute thing.
Yeah. Which did you say was his birthday or the anniversary of his death?
It was the anniversary of his death.
Yes, and so we don't know if there's a connection between those two or if that's just what they
very ironic. But they had a guy dressed up and everything, and they do it at the front of the boat with lights and stuff. So it's a great entertainment, especially when everybody's like pap in the bag.
And the staff is all bilingual, and they make all announcements in Spanish and English.
Yeah.
So it was fun for me to hear the Spanish version and catch a couple words, and then hear what the
Yeah.
full English translation was, so I could hear what they meant.
Yeah,
But-
we'll have to do a video about our Spanish journeys, but both of us are starting to understand
A little bit
more
more.
and more when people are talking. Might not necessarily be able to communicate that back, but we can at least understand. So like when I sit in Rotary, I can start understanding what they're saying. But we'll talk about that another day.
But it's very accessible, so it doesn't matter if you speak Spanish or English.
Yeah.
So I would 100% do both of these things again. Neither of them super cheap, but well worth it, and it makes for a good date night in our case.
A good anniversary celebration. So.
If you want to combine a boat ride a boat ride and entertainment, it's a good way to do that.
Yeah, it's really nice and romantic to do with a couple, or just fun to even do if you do it with friends or something like that. So either way, it's a good time and well worth it. And we had a great wedding anniversary, and we'd like to thank everyone who wished us happy anniversary. We really appreciate that, and we hope that you have a fabulous rest of the weekend and awesome week ahead.
Here's to lots more years.